Hey everyone, it's Podpocalypse with the long overdue review of the Dunlop AT82. There they are. We are running a 120/90/18 on the back and a 80/100/21 on the front. So we got skinny and we got the slightly wider kind of motocrossy version on the back. It has a double direction, which I didn't really know too much about. I'd heard something about it being able to be flipped around. Well, you have a soft direction and a hard direction. Now, because I have a room temperature IQ, I actually was installing it to do the soft direction, and as you can tell, I failed and put it on backwards. One thing that I notice right away when we come and look over at the AT81, this is what came on the bike, definitely is going the MX34 route of super, super tall lugs. The MX34 I had on my 2022 TX lasted forever. I mean, I had like 40 hours on that tire and I was still running it. AT81, not my favorite tire, not a bad tire. Definitely middle of the road. It's got lots of mixed reviews. People don't really like it. The wear pattern is why I don't like it. Now, I run my tires a long time, but you can see missing knobs here and whatnot. I didn't really run this tire all that hard, and it is just completely shot. This was on for about 28 hours, mostly of pretty mild riding. You can just see it's totally rounding, destroying the center lugs. Generally has good traction for the first 20 hours, and then it falls off a cliff and then it's junk. The tire I was previously running before this AT82 test is this M5B Evo. I just did a review on that. Check that out. Love, love, love this tire. It is totally awesome. I've noticed that in my terrain, at least where I am in southern Utah, I am loving the tires that have the wider center scoop for the soft terrain rather than this kind of all-terrain design. But yeah, 9 out of 10 tire, 5 out of 10 tire. We'll see what this one is. Now on to the front. The front is what I am most excited about because it has that MX34, 33-ish super aggressive design for soft terrain. But the knobs are nowhere near as stiff. That was the thing that I didn't like about this tire. You can definitely feel it rolling and whatnot. These knobs on the M5B Evo, which is what I was previously running, this is a 6, 7 out of 10 tire, not a big fan of it. Here's the MX33, more similar to this one, I would say. In fact, it does have the same pattern. Wasn't a big fan of the MX33 for the same reason as the AT81. I think that's honestly the 33s and the 81's biggest enemy is the fact that their wear pattern, they just get destroyed. Don't know what is going on with that, cheap compound or what, but you can see I have the same hours on these two tires. So the IRC is in way better shape than this MX33, and this one has been through way gnarlier terrain. I'm very curious to see how the AT82 holds up. Super skinny tire, I love that for soft stuff. All right, that was your intro. Now, through the power of editing, I'm going to wake up super early in the morning and we'll get out to riding and I will tell you if these are worth 200 bucks or not. Boom, hand edit. Aren't we so creative? Very few things on this planet that look as good as fresh tires. All right, let's test this out on some solid rock. Very nice traction. Nice. Oh yeah. Checks out on solid rock. Very, very nice. No slipping, no rolling. All right, we're out here at the single track. We're gonna go to the Enduro track that we did on the M5B Evo. Can already tell there's a ton of things I like about these tires. These knobs are super stiff at the bottom. The only thing about the rear M5B Evo I didn't really like. So the tall knobs are a bit too soft, but I think that's how they get away with the durability and longevity. Oh, he's still there. And here we go. been chewed up more. That was very disappointing. All right, we're gonna pause and see if we can see what's going on here. Okay, so we're getting very little contact on the outer patch. Oh, these are super stiff carcasses. I think that's the issue. I am really impressed with the front. I have no complaints there. We are going to air the back down to like 7 PSI or something. Holy cow, it's hot already today. Okay, so we're gonna test out the braking and clean the trail out a bit. And then we're gonna come up that again, see if we can get a different sample. All right, now we get to test the soft side being put on in reverse for braking. It's really good. Holy cow, the braking is good. Way better. All right, we're gonna double check where it is contacting really quick. Okay, sweet, we're getting a lot more contact on the outer one now. Definitely these knobs are doing work, these center knobs. I will say the braking with the soft side is unbelievably good. The front is doing super awesome. I have no complaints. There's a lot of exposure up here. All right, bit of bonus footage here, bros. Bit of bonus footage. I'm going to go through these sandy sections, which were always kind of a nightmare with the M5B Evo on the front. So I'm mainly testing the front tire, but we'll also see how good the hard side of the AT82 is in these washy single tracks. Holy cow, the front tire, the AT82 front, is so much better than the M5B Evo. I don't know if it's better than the MX-34. I'd probably say it's about the same. It might actually be better because it seems to be more compliant on the hardpack and intermediate. I thought it was going to be a piece of crap. I'm actually kind of shocked. We forgot to do a hill climb. Here we go. Definitely not as good as the 34 or the Evo going uphill, but it wasn't bad.
All right, everyone, cheers. We have the ride over with. It was freaking hot and humid today for whatever reason.
But we knocked out some single track, did that little rocky section, did the uphill single track with the AT82. So we did a huge variety of terrain. Lots of intermediate and hard pack today though, which is good because we have these for the omnidirectional setup. So we have the hard direction installed on the tire. So what's the verdict? Still up in the air on the back. It didn't do anything that I really disliked. I will say that the wear pattern is very similar to the AT81, which is unfortunate. I actually think that's a good thing. If your tire is wearing quickly, think of like a gummy tire, it usually means that it's getting a lot of traction, so it's putting in the work. Therefore, it's going to wear out. So I can't hold that against the tire, but if you're looking for a tire with longevity, jury's still out. Don't know about it yet. I will say, having the soft direction in reverse for braking, this is the best braking tire I have ever ridden. I'll just say it. And I've tried out probably at least maybe 12 different models so far. So out of 12, that's pretty impressive. I really, really like the front tire. It has that aggressive, kind of soft terrain, honestly, design, even though it's all terrain kind of biased towards intermediate, I would say. It's got that super aggressive kind of desert cross MX33, MX34 design, which I have come to really like out here for the Southern Utah terrain. I was expecting the rear tire to be better than the AT81 by a long mile, and the front to be kind of I honestly expected the front to perform kind of like a Crossbite. The Crossbite is a horrible tire. I do not recommend it, but I was impressed. The front tire is absolutely amazing. I like the front tire way more than the M5B Evo front, and I had the same size and everything. I can't think of a con about the front tire. I love the composure of the carcass. I love the stiffer-ish sidewall. Like most Dunlops, they're a bit of a pain in the butt to install. They really don't give that much wiggle room. The IRCs that I've installed have been very, very easy to put on. I'm really going to have to figure out if I like the AT82 or the MX34 more. That's going to be an interesting thing to figure out. Thanks for watching, everyone. Back tire, so far, 7.5 out of 10. Front tire, 9 out of 10? Maybe a 10 out of 10? I really, really am impressed by the AT82. That is probably the biggest surprise of this whole thing. Are they worth $220+ however much it would be plus tax for you? I would say if you are very curious about these tires, you are not going to be wronged if you pick them up for the price that they're at. If you're just a trail rider, a casual weekend rider, I would say compared to the Tusks, you'll probably do just fine with a T35 or T45. I'll see you in part 2 sometime in the next couple of weeks after I wear this out a little bit, and then we'll flop it around and see how the soft side performs. Peace.